Hey team, Coach Derek here, and just one of you know final videos, I guess, before we end the season. And throughout the season, I've made most of you, individual videos to help you with your game, pointing out different things, video analysis, and hopefully it served you well. I'm not going to do an individual one right now. This is for the whole team to see and hear, and I hope you don't take it that picking on you if I've pulled a clip for you. I hope you take it that hey, I'm getting some extra coaching. I'm able to learn from this, and also if you're not in the video, I hope you're not thinking, oh wow, that person made a mistake, so I'm in the clear. No, you shouldn't be thinking that. You should be um, thinking, hey coach, when can I get a video, or do you have anything, feedback from me? Um, I really feel like a big part of getting really good at this sport is having a learning attitude, having your glass not full but empty, where you are so willing to take instruction and to learn from it. And I think most of you are like that, and I hope you are. Okay. All right. So this video, first of all, is Snigdha. You get a little tip shot here, and that's great. But now, how do we get a kill from it, right? Or at least make it harder for the other team. First shot is just not tip it so high. So you see how you tip it high because you want to get over the net, over the blocker. But look at, you're like 3 feet over the net, over the blocker. Okay? You could have tipped this a lot lower, roll shot a lot lower. And if you did that, it would have made it much harder for them and it wouldn't be a free ball. But this became a free ball. Another thing is that if you're going to roll shot or tip, where are you going to do it? Okay, so you did it towards a player, directly to them. And what you want to do is kind of send it towards their feet. Okay, so just past Maddie's number 9 right there is a great spot. It's right in the donut in between a lot of defenders. And, if you put it right there low, even if a girl gets her hands on it, it's not going to be a perfect pass. And it's going to most likely turn into a free ball for us, which would then give us a potential for a kill. Okay, so that's one thing. And also see how Singlet's going up for a hit. Look at how many people are around her just in case this ball gets blocked. Nobody, right? Maddie's the only one. So setter, you're always following the ball. You set it. You're there to get help her out, which you are. But Ari, you need to be there on the right side, right? The ball's not come to you. You run in there. You get down to -1. Elia, you run in there, get down to -1, and you help out. Okay, Addie, you're good back there. Middle back, you want to just stay back in case that tip or that hit gets blocked backwards towards us. Okay, so now this ball comes and she gets hit the outside. Ari puts an amazing block. Look at that extension, beautiful. Too bad it didn't get blocked, but she went up with a solo block. Snigdha, you're not there. Okay, so this is a pretty high block. I mean, pretty high set. Snigdha, you look at this. The number 2, I mean, the middle is not even ready for a hit. Okay, I think you could have taken 1 or 2 steps way out there, put up a block, and you would have got a hand on it. Okay, Snigdha. So first of all, recognize who's in the middle. That's not a very big hitter in the middle. The outside most likely the biggest threat. Okay, so what we've been learning is shading to the outside, right? Okay. You were also looking at the oppo. I don't know how many times that oppo was set. Okay, but anyways, amazing attempt at a block right there by Ari. Made it easy for Lena to be able to, go around the block, and she gets the ball up. Great. First thing I want to say is Elia, look, you're right here in great position, okay, but your hands are down. So what we talk about is always for the outsides. When you come off the net, the ball's not there for you to block. You come off the net, come to the middle of the court, perfect, hands up. See how the ball is traveling above the net towards our side of the court? Your hands are up, you can get these balls, right? There's no ball that's going to come down, okay, as a hit. If it's a tip, then you're going to bring your hands down. But you're going to keep your hands up. So that's for Addie, for Emmy. You guys are keeping your hands up, okay? And Ari, Maddie on the other side. You guys are keeping your hands up when you're coming in. All right? Snake the same thing. See how you didn't go for a block, you come off the net, hands got to be up. Your hands are down. You're not able to get that ball, okay? But Lena, you do get the ball up, which is great. And then now look at Elia is not ready, okay? So Elia, first thing is defense, and that's going to be for the outsides too, is that we have to dig the ball, then help the setter get it up. In this area, there's no way the setter can get this ball, okay? A dig is going to be for everybody to help out usually. And if the ball is dug to the middle of the court, the setter can get it. See how far Maddie is to the right? She's not going to be able to get that ball to set you. There's no way. Okay, so everybody's got to help out with the second ball. Really important if we really want to convert our digs into conversions. Okay, guys? So then, yeah, we lost a point there. Okay, so let's look at this next clip here. Ball comes. Okay, so Lila, you take this ball at 1. Okay, so let's see. You don't really hold your follow through, see? So we really want you to hold your follow through. You swing, boom. Not a great pass, okay? So if you hold your follow through, get back, hold your follow through towards the setter, okay? And then here, Addie, you're holding Lila up, okay? We don't need that, all right? So that's being a great teammate, but instead we need you to go for that ball, okay? Don't worry about Lila. She's tough as nails. Let her get on that ground. You go for that second ball, help our team out, okay? Don't help her up until after the play, all right? Okay, so yeah, we really need to get that second ball up. So serve receive is, of course, the first line of defense is the first serve receiver, and everybody else is helping out, okay, to get that second ball. If it's a perfect pass, Maddie's going to get it. If it's not, then everybody else needs to help out. All right, let's see over here. Lila gets a good pass. It's high. It's not past the 10-foot line. No man's land, but yeah, Maddie, that's high enough that you can get that ball. So I don't know what happened there. She did call for help, but you know, no one was there. So Maddie definitely, if it's high like this, go for that ball. So which balls should the setter get? Usually anything like in this area is fine. In that 2 or 3 zone. A 1 zone is going to be where the pass goes to any other player other than the middle, okay? So if it goes to any other player other than the middle, the setter, it's very hard for the setter to get it. See how everybody is kind of like in a semicircle? Snigdha or the middle is being the only one where if the ball goes to the middle, it's still not the middle's ball. They got to get out of the way so the setter can get that ball, okay? All right, let's see for this one. We get a great pass here. Okay, so Snigdha, we get a great pass that doesn't turn into a hit. It turns into like a little dink shot. So what's the problem here? I'm expecting Snigdha, Lena, whoever's in the middle, and even outsides. You got to be able to shift towards the spot. See how Snigdha, you're coming in at a super angle. So this 1, you're too far away. Okay, so when Addie gets this good pass right here, you should have been shifting over. So instead of shifting towards Addie, you should have been taking 2 hop steps to the right towards Maddie. And then see that girl in the red? You should be in position kind of near that girl in the red in terms of like being only 1 step away from Maddie. So that when you approach the net, you're actually going more directly into the net as opposed to like an outside here, you know, you're hitting like an outside. Would you come in at a big diagonal? So when you come in at a big diagonal, you don't have a lot of options, right? Because you can either hit it. If you hit it, you know it's going to go out to the right. Okay, that's why you send it left, okay? All right, so but even though you send it left, that's fine. What should you have done, right? Is that your roll shot or your tip shot can't be that high. Okay, the other block is like very low. Look how low that block is. You send it 3-4 feet in the air. If you send it right over that net, it's going to make it a lot harder for them, okay? All right, anyways, they do shank it, so that's great. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Lila with the perfect pass. Okay, so again, Snigdha, I don't know, maybe you're on this video a lot, but see how you're coming in at an angle? All right, attacking this ball, and you send it out to the right. So Lena as well, and Snigdha, I want you to take a hop to the right. Okay, so see how in between you and Lila, you should be right there in the middle, and then going more vertically, kind of like straight into the net as opposed to going at a diagonal. Okay, and if you don't believe me, look at a lot of the middles, college or wherever, you know, they're going to be approaching at that type of angle. Not so much at like at an angle, okay, but more inside directly to the net. All right, let's see here what's going on. Get a big high set, double block. Okay, so we've been working on this, and this is a while ago, but Lena, see there's a big high set, and see where you jump from? You jump, and then the block is not closed. The ball goes right in the middle. So what I'd like to see here is, as soon as the ball goes up, take 2 hops and be right next to Ari. See how you're so far when you jump? Yeah, you're like 3 feet away from Ari. If you're right next to Ari, then you just jump straight up, and you would have closed that block and you would have got it, okay? All right, so let's work on that. All right, here we get a good dig, right? Oh, this is a perfect dig, okay? So look at Elia. She gets a dig right here, sends it very high, sends it to the middle of the court. That's exactly what we like, okay? All right, and you know, Maddie sets it to the back. Ari gets a good shot on it, and you know, yeah, sometimes it gets blocked, but Who needs to help out, right? Lena was there to help out. Maddie could have been there to help out. Elia was not there, okay? So Elia, Lila, especially liberos. Libero, Kendall, Miranda, whoever's the libero, you got to be right there to pick this up. You could have picked this up, see? Went right there to where the libero would have been. But look at you, walking, okay? Ari hits, you're walking, standing straight up. No, liberos can never stand straight up. See how you're crouched down right here? This is how you should be, in this crouched down position, okay? So I want to see liberos in this crouched down position, ready to take the ball at -1 to help out our hitters, okay? Give them a second chance. You get this ball up, Maddie sets it again to Ari, it's going straight down. Okay, over here. Again, so I think this is one where we got to work on our tipping. Okay, Maddie gets it up, and Lena just tips it, okay? Perfect free ball, okay? So what you need to do is you need to tip it right over. See how it goes 3-4 feet in the air? I want you to tip it right over the net, right over the hands. You know, you can get that back left corner is probably open as well. If you're trying to send it, it's got to go more like horizontal. See, this is kind of like those free balls that we do. It's kind of like a little of an arc, right? We want to send it further to the left, to the right, to the corners, or right in the donut, okay? So we've worked on that at practice. I put down the mats, right? 5 different areas where you can get a kill, even on tips. Okay, so. All right, let's look at this one here. This is just a nasty float. Really tough to gauge. It kind of floats to the left, but yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. Maybe just follow it a little bit better, Addie. So you see your hands are kind of start down, then up. Maybe, and then you kind of raise it up. So instead, maybe get your hands higher now, and then set that platform, and then move your whole body with that platform set. You see how this angle changes? And this is for all the passers. See how this angle changes from here? This ball is going to go to Snigdha if you hit it. Then here, now it's going to go the correct way to Maddie. If you get it to this angle here, then move your body to follow the ball, then the platform will be in the right angle. But see how when you change this angle, see the angle keeps changing. Now your rate of success is much lower because you only reached the proper angle here, okay, which would have been too late anyway. So even if you did contact the ball, you probably would have sent that ball to the left, okay? All right, let's see what happens here. Put up a block. Great dig by Ari. Okay, so it's a little bit of a touch tip over the block. Maddie gets it up. And then Ari puts it up high to the middle. Maddie doesn't get this ball. Snigdha also wants to help. So I guess here is just talking. This is where, communication. Just got to yell it out and be decisive. So one of you, either Maddie or Snigdha, just got to be decisive and put that second ball up, all right? But great dig there by Ari. See here, we got an oppo hit down the line. Great dig by Lila. Okay, Maddie goes up there with a nice tip kill. On this dig here, Lila, I don't know how hard this ball was hit. Not that hard, okay? So what you want to do is kind of more going through. See how you kind of stop here? You pop it up, and then you don't let your weight go forward, see? See how you kind of stop yourself? Chris always talks about the run through, right? So you pop it up and move forward. Allow your body to move forward, okay? If you have moved forward, then the ball wouldn't go as much at an angle toward the net. If you move forward, then you can get your hands more under it. You can pop it up more to the middle of the court. But nonetheless, good save by Maddie. Turns it into a kill, okay? Luckily, she's front row. But if she was back row, she would not be able to save that ball. Okay, we got a good dig here by Elia. And a better tip by Snigdha. So Snigdha, see here how you get this dig here by Elia. Maddie sets it, and you do a tip, but much lower. See how it's much lower? It's only about a 1.5 feet above the net. And look how much harder it is for them to get that ball. So they do get a hand on it. But when you're doing a tip, you're not always trying to get a kill. When we go for a tip, what we're trying to do is put the other team out of position so that they can't get a hit on us, which then turns into a free ball. They gave us a free ball. Let's see what happens. Ari with the pass. Maddie's able to set it out there for the 4. And then another tip. So this is another roll shot.
Again, this roll shot's a little bit too high. See how it's too arcing? But it does put him a little bit out of position, okay? But if you're gonna do this roll shot, Addy, it's got to go a lot lower, all right? Look at how high it is above the net, right? How high it is above that block. We don't need it to be that high. If you want to go higher, it's got to go deeper, okay? So back left corner, back right corner, that's the play. If you're going to go for a roll shot into the donut, it's got to be a lot lower, just what Snigda did, like about a foot or, not more than 2 feet above the net because no one's jumping that high. All right, but then, yeah, they get the ball up and they put in a hit. Again, a great dig by Ari. Mad with the set. Okay, and then we go for another tip. So, again, here, Snigda, I like how you're coming in at a better angle, right? But even more so, you can even come in more straight into the net. It'll allow you to see the net. So what happens is that when you come in at this type of angle, you're not able to see the net. All you see is out of bounds, and that's why you tipped it to the left. But a great tip nonetheless. Okay, and then they're able to get another hit again, and we actually get the kill, or we actually get the point. So good job, guys. Great digs there. Here we get a pass by Addy, and okay, look at that. Great third shot by Lena. I love this. We practice this a lot. We don't want to just give an easy free ball. If you're going to go for a free ball, you're going to want to put it in that back corner.
All right, so same thing, same issue here. We get a good block up, and this hitter goes super angle. But see how, Emmy, you're in the correct position. Hands are just too low, okay? So there's no point to put your hands so low. Your hand should be up already. So basically here, look, you come off the block, okay? And you position your feet in the proper position, but your hand should still be in that kind of upper like blocking position. So your hands are up to get any ball that's sailing over your head and kind of make it easier, okay? But anyways, you do get a hand on it, which is great, great athletic move. I would love it if you could put two hands on it. We try to get away from one hand. If you can get one hand on it, you can get two hands on it, okay? Yeah. Let's see what happens here. We get a nice set and hit back row, middle hit. Okay, good. So we get a good block right there. Whoa, okay. All right, so let's see in this one what I want to see. Okay, so Lena, great job with the block. All right. Yep. Okay. Even more so if you can get rid of the swinging motion where it's back then forward. Okay, this ball would again went straight down, but instead it touches the net because you kind of go back, which allows them to kind of hit. See how your hands are kind of back a little bit towards us, which allows them to hit the ball in between you and the net. Okay, that's how she got it through a little bit, and then that's when you do get the ball to the net. But if you kind of go up with your hands always like right over the net or even penetrating the net, then the ball never gets a chance to go over the net and in between your hands and the net. Okay, they pop it up. See how they do a really good job here. This is what I want us to learn, right? Is after you get the block, pop it up. See? Pop it up. They get a set and a hit, or at least a free ball. And I don't know what happened here, Kendall, but yeah, just got to move your feet quicker. Okay. All right, and just get a good pass right there. Good dig. Here we get a good dig by Emmy. Maddie goes for a kill. Maddie, I like it that you went for an aggressive kill, but make sure you look at the court, okay? So you set it right to that girl. Again, just like the tippers, we want to make sure that we put it in a spot at people's feet, okay? So let's not send it right to them for a free ball. Great hand dig right here by Emmy. I love that. I love that we're able to use our hand digging it, popping it up for a perfect dig high. We get a set by Maddie. Lena is able to turn and put a good hit on it. Not sure if it went in or not, but one thing here, Lena, see how you kind of like running in. Not bad. Approach it at a decent angle that you're able to turn it, okay? But even more so if you're able to kind of get a little closer and then take a good approach, that'll be even better, okay? So not bad. Here, outside goes for hit. Perfect block. Great job, Lena. Again, your hands are kind of back then forward, okay? If we can just go up straight and penetrate, it'll be even better. And look how your hands are like very close together. So the thing with the block is that we want the block to be as wide as possible. All right. So what you're doing is putting, like, you should have some space in between your hands, like about 4 inches. If you have 4 inch space between your hands, there's no way the ball can get through it, and your hands will be a lot wider. So right here, your hands are only having like an 8 inch spread. But if you were to have 4 inches in between your hands, you would have like a 12 inch spread. Okay. And every inch that your hand spreads, covers another foot on the court, I believe. So if you can cover 12 feet on the court, it's going to be better than covering 8 feet of court with your block, all right? Okay, Maddie goes up. See how she has like, a good 4 inch to 5 inch spread right there. Maddie can get a little higher. Will be much better. Okay, here they set to the outside. Ooh, great block. Great block. Let's see Ari's block right here. Goes up. Okay, again, see Ari, you don't have any spread right there. Your fingers are kind of touching, right? If you can have like a 4 inch spread in between, then the ball is not going to go through it, and you'd have even like a wider block. Lena, see how you're kind of facing the hitter? All right, so look, when the ball goes out, I want you to take quick steps towards Ari, get really close to her, then jump straight up, okay? But instead, see how you're kind of facing the hitter? And so even if the ball would have hit your hand, it probably would have gone out to the right, okay? But we want you to see how your feet are kind of facing to the right. Lena, we want your feet to kind of turn in. See, like Ari's, how her feet are kind of turning in? Your feet should be facing the same way as hers, okay? A great block right there. All right, great set. And Ari puts a great hit on it. They were able to dig it. Okay, get a free ball up. Go again. Okay, so not the best set right there, but Ari, way to use that. Okay, so great pass right here. And ball's a little bit outside the antenna. Ari uses her right hand, so way to save it. But I love, Ari, how you jump right here and contact it higher, and that's why you get a kill, right? So a lot of times I notice that you'll be off like this and you'll just stand straight up and just tip it standing. But the higher you can get, the better, okay? And the more that the other team's going to be closing their eyes and not able to dig that ball, okay? Let's see right here. Okay, so that pass was kind of over. All right, so when the pass is over, and you guys are able to get the ball up. Okay. And Ari hits it into net, but I think she's trying to turn it right here. Okay. So I love the turn. I think just miss contact a little bit on the right side of your hand, your thumb. But if you were to get good contact on that, it could have been really good. Okay, Ari. So it looks like to me too, your lower body is too far in front. See, that's why you're kind of falling that way, as opposed to keeping your lower body back a little bit. So you can contact that ball higher up and turn it down the line. All right. So watch that on your approach. Try not to get too close into the ball or near the net. All right, here we get an outside hit. Okay, so here, the libero, Kendall, okay, we get a block up, and that ball actually goes outside the block. Okay, so this is a decent block. 1, 2. Surprisingly, they get it outside the block. Again, Lena, I want you to spread those hands. See how there's 0 spread in between your fingers? So between your 2 thumbs, there should be at least 4 inches of spread. Ari right here, thumbs are touching. Okay, you could spread it a little bit more too. All right, so then here, Kendall, you almost get a touch on it, but you definitely should set up outside the block. So you and Emmy right here are way too close together, or you and Addie here are way too close together. It should be the case that when you both dive for the ball in between you, that you're just barely touching each other. That way you're covering enough of the court. But see right here how if you were to dive, one person dives, you're already in the other person's space, right? So you could have definitely gone more to the left, Kendall. All right, that way you can cover anything that's front left of the court. And if you were to do something in between you and Addy that your both dies would basically cover right in between you. Okay, again, Emmy right here. See how you're not able to get this ball too? So the first line of defense is Lena. Okay, she can't get it. And then it's Emmy. Should have popped it up. Hands should be up. But see how her hands are down by your knees? And then you raise it's too late, okay? And then the last line of defense, of course, is Kendall. But you need to get outside that block. All right, Kendall? Okay, let's see what happens here. Another outside set. Okay, so I guess we're getting killed here by them going outside of us, okay? So Kendall, see again, too close. Too close to Emmy. All right, so we're not covering enough court on the libero side. Okay, so we need to get way outside to the left. Okay, because look, see right here, you guys are both next to each other. And you're kind of hiding behind Lena's block. All right, and this ball, yeah, it goes over. So you don't need to cover the tip. We already have Addy there. She's covering the tip. Addy, see how you're coming right there in the middle of court, but your hands are down. So we've talked about this a million times. Come with your hands up that we could pop it up right here if you can reach it. Right? See the ball sailing over your head, you pop it up if you can reach it. If you can't reach it, then it's Kendall's ball. All right, so Kendall, you need to be back there more to the left. All right? We're going to have a lot of outside shots that we got to try and pick up. Okay, we got a set right here. Boom, great kill. Okay, so great set right there by Maddie. And Ari puts it down and goes line. Beautiful. Let's see, what's better about this one? Okay, see how this one here, where when you snap, your lower body's not too far in front. Okay, so that's why you're able to turn it. If your lower body was way too far in front, then you would not have been able to turn it. All right, so kind of stay back behind the ball when you approach. Great turn, though. Okay, we got serve receive here. Emmy, serve receive goes out. Okay, so this one is kind of like a miscommunication there between Ari and Maddie. Ari's almost coming in kind of like a quick. So it's a little higher. And see how Ari, you kind of stand and do like a little set. Okay, so what can you do instead? Because that turned into a free ball, right? So let's say you're going to stand and set. It's got to be a lot more horizontal. Can't be going straight up. You can almost set it to the back left corner, back right corner if you wanted to. Okay, or the front left corner, kind of near where your dad is. All right, jump up and set it is one thing you can do. Right here, if you're going to do something, you know, maybe you're going to wait for the set a little bit. See, as soon as she touches the ball, you're kind of already on your right foot, right? So I think you need to start on your left foot when she touches it. Okay, so right here, she touches it, you're on your left foot, and your right foot just touches the ground. Okay, so I think you need to start on your left foot, wait on it a little bit longer before you take that right foot. All right, here, get a great pass, and we go for a kill. Okay, Lena, so the sail's a little long. What happens here? I like this angle that you're taking, right? See how you're coming straight in? You're not coming too much of an at an angle. It's coming straight in, facing the net. You have a lot of options now. You can go straight to the right. You can turn to the left. Okay, this one just sails out. You kind of, it seems like you kind of mishit it. You were trying to, if you're trying to turn to the left, then you didn't do that. If you're trying to hit down to the right, see how your arm goes to the left? Your arm should be coming straight down. Like, I think you kind of mishit this one. That's why it doesn't go straight down. Right? So your arm is kind of going to the left, and you hit it with the right side of your hand. Okay, so I would say definitely work on a lot of contact with the ball, hit against a wall, 100 to 300 times per day, where you're just making great contact with like topspin type of smash, hitting down on the ground and then bouncing off the wall. We've done that drill, so do that like 100 to 300 times per day. Right here, get a great dig, pop it up. Get it over. Get a middle hit. We got a nice dig right there by Ari. Okay. Oof. Okay, so good play. Towards the end, we kind of lost it. Okay, so this one here. We get a dig. Maddie sets it, gets a hit. Maddie pops it up over the net, but goes over the net. Okay, so Lena right here, anytime, you know, you're near this net, you're the first line of defense, right? You see how you don't move over at all? Okay, so you need to be doing something, right? So you're either blocking it as the first line of defense. Okay, so watch this ball. It's about to be hit. You should be first line of defense. If you're not first line of defense on the block, on the ground, that's fine. Now put your hands up. Hands are not up, not ready for it, okay? Kendall, you're kind of there. It's a hard ball, though. You put it right in that little pocket. So, Lena, get ready for that ball. Protect the net, okay? You're the first line of defense. Here, we're going to get another set. Okay, this one just not enough momentum right there, Ari. All right, not sure why, but okay. Just need to get a little more momentum, a little more force in your when you jump up there, right? And I see how you're kind of falling backwards and you swipe at it under. So you need to be on top of the ball. And right now you're kind of like under that ball. So that's why it kind of has almost like a backspin. Okay, so that comes from your lower body being too far forward, right? That means you've passed the ball up and you're jumping backwards is what I see. All right, so you need to take off a lot further away, it seems like. Okay, another chance here. Perfect. Okay, great. Love it. Got a serve right there. Take it from the middle. Okay, so again, and I'm just going to stress this over and over again. Outsides, right? Whoever it is, Emmy, Addie, Elia. See how Emmy gets into the correct position, but her hands are down. All the balls are coming over your head, so there's no reason why your hand needs to be down, right? In your front row, the balls are over your head. When you're blocking, the balls are over your head. When you're digging, the balls over your head. Your hands are down as if you're playing against like pro beach players or something that's going to hit it straight down. No one's hitting it straight down, okay? Get your hands over your head so you can pop it up before it even gets to Kendall. Okay, now the back row, now that it got past Emmy, it got past Lena, it got past Emmy. Kendall should be going for it. Doesn't go for it. Addie, you're the very last line of defense, okay? If Kendall doesn't go for it, you're diving for that ball. But look, no, you're looking at Kendall. Hey, what happened? No, nothing happened. It's Lena's first. Emmy's next. Kendall didn't get it. Now's your turn, okay? So just dive after that ball, and you're diving at a horizontal, and you're missing Kendall, so you can dive behind her. Kendall, you're going and diving to the right, popping it up with your hands, if you can, okay? And let's see what Ari does on the right side. Okay, see? So Ari's also kind of having her hands down. So if you're coming off the net, I want your hands to be kind of up, okay? In case that ball comes to you. Okay. Oh, wow. Great use of that set. Okay, perfect. Great set, great hit. All right, see, serve, receive. Okay, so I love this. I love how Kendall moves in front of Emmy right there. I mean, Emmy's obviously a really great passer, but, you know, it's like the way we do the seams, I'm guessing Kendall is taking the seam. Okay, so she moves out of her lane and moves in front, okay? And Emmy's right behind, which is perfect, okay? So then we actually get a decent pass, but Maddie just needs to communicate with Ari, say in front of me, set it in front of her, in front of the antenna. You set it back, but yeah, it's hard to see with this court too, because there's no, antenna's so short and there's no pads, okay? All right, get a pass here. So this one is where they serve short, and we have to do better with the short serves. So right here, so Kendall gets this ball, but really, Elia, you're taking her short. So check this out. So, right, I mean, this is where you're supposed to take her short, but see how, Elia, you don't even move out of your lane? So that's not good, okay? As soon as that ball's served, you should have been taking a couple steps at a diagonal towards the front, towards Addie over there. All right, but look at your feet. They don't even move. Look at your left foot. I'm talking about Elia. Your left foot hasn't even moved at all. Now it moves, okay? So as soon as she touches that ball, Kendall moves. See how Kendall takes a little hop step? Kendall moves and moves and moves. But Elia, look at you. That ball was served and you didn't even move. Okay, so that's your ball, Elia, I believe. You should have taken that ball right in front of her. Okay, this is another one again. If we're going to be a good team, we got to pick up these digs. All right, so again, hit from the middle. I'm going to say it one more time. Emmy, hands are not up. First line of defense is Lena, okay? Lena doesn't put up a block. Second line of defense is Emmy. Emmy's hands are down. Third line, Kendall. Doesn't get it. Fourth line, Addie. No reason to look at her. Don't look at her. Just look at the ball. Addie, just look at the ball, dive for it, and get it up, okay? That's how it should work. All right. Great turn, great hit. Can't say much more about that, okay? Boom, great. I like where you take off from, Lena. See, you like don't pass Maddie up. See how when you take off, your feet are not past her pink shoe. Okay, allows you to get a full turn. All right, love it. Okay, great hit. This one here, we get a great dig. Okay, Maddie gets a little set over there. Okay, great serve. I like this, Lena. Look at this. She serves and runs to her spot. Middles, okay? As soon as you serve, run to your base position. Right? Especially something does well. Lena. Okay. Boom. Maddie gets it up with her hands. Perfect, okay? This is something that we're going to be working on for the finals, which is Maddie coming up, taking any kind of digs closer up and also into getting the tips. Okay, so we're not gonna get tipped to death for the finals. We're gonna make sure that we get those up. All right, get a nice dig. Okay, it's good movement here. Oh, that girl goes straight into the net. They call net, yeah. Okay, great serve. Okay, great. See, I love how she runs into the base. One thing she could do, Miranda, what you could do is run into base a little further up. Okay, so get all the way to the 10-foot line. Okay, all right. Anyways, great job, team. Hopefully this video helps, and hopefully you'll be able to learn some things and work on some things. So, yeah, great job.